Hey, Speak Easy podcast listeners. How are you guys doing? Altavis Pelzer here, your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. And we kind of got hit with a couple blows this year. It doesn't look like it did on our vision board, but guess what? We have some core principles that will be shared in today's episode that is going to light you on fire. You can still make this a successful year. You can. No, I'm not lying. I'm serious. You really can still make this a successful year, but it all depends on you. And so I'm excited about having my guest on today. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Altavis. Lovely to see you.
It's lovely to see you and hear you as well. I'm excited, guys, because when it comes to being a speaker professionally, man, we can really make this a business. This is a job. This is a business. This is a career. But the thing is, there's some key elements that we really have to look at into how we can be successful at this. And I'm excited because our guest today has done that. She's been successful. She's pivoted because she's been doing this for quite some time. But not only that, you get to hear real life, what it feels like and what it looks like. So with that being said, Michelle, tell the studio audience a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into today's topic.
Okay, fantastic. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Blood. I have authored over 80 books, audio books, video programs, TV shows, spoken in over 16 countries, co-authored with Bob Proctor and many other people, done seminars and shared the stage with Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, of course I said Bob Proctor, just so many. And I've done very big events on my own, the biggest being 50,000 people in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And so my story is, I think, exceptionally good for today because of the fact that I left school when I was 15. I was a rock singer up until I had a near fatal car accident, which changed my life. It set me on a new path to assist people to awaken. And so I think I've got some great tips and advice to give you, because when you've been a female rock singer in Australia, and I was the business manager, I was the lead singer, the songwriter, I got the record deals, I got everything. So I was already used to being on stage since I was 5, actually. So I had all of that experience. And so I was never nervous about, you can handle an Australian audience of, say, 6,000 people that are all drunk. You can handle anything. Because when you do gigs in Australia, Australians really like to drink, and the bands have to handle a lot of heckling and rubbish. And so I was pretty outrageous. But then I had a near fatal car accident, and that changes 360 degrees, the pivot of my life. I went from doing all my rock songs to creating positive affirmation music that I used originally just to heal my body, which it did, because I was doing affirmations and visualization and it wasn't working. So I found putting it together with music, I couldn't get it out of my head. So I became healed very quickly. I became very well known in Australia as this miracle girl from being in hospital for months and months and months. So I had these promoters that promoted these big authors and speakers who I'd never heard of in my life, never even thought of doing that on stage, because I was already doing my purpose, I thought, what I love to do. And so originally I just started, they hired me and paid me a lot of money to tour all around Australia with these people that I'd never heard of before, but I found them very fascinating. And I got quite interested in spirituality and mysticism and positive thinking at a grander scale. And then Bob Proctor loved what I did so much. He hired me to work all over the world with him. And then other people started doing the same. And then promoters started bringing me out just on my own. So I started just doing the affirmation songs in between these speakers as they would speak on their particular thing, and get all the audience up and doing their affirmation songs with me. And then I went into deeper and deeper, just speaking about my experience and what had happened to me, and how these affirmation songs, how they really you start manifesting what you're thinking about. So you're planting these seeds into your subconscious mind so easily through the music. Anyway, that's it in a nutshell. I tried to make it as short as possible.
No, that was perfect. Because that's a good starting point for us, because what people have to understand is that sometimes we will have circumstances that are out of our control where we have to pivot.
Absolutely.
And it's going to set you on track, for something greater. So in that time of pivot, what would you tell them is the most valuable thing that they can do? Like 2020, it punched some people in the face. Like has not been friendly to them at all. So what would be that first thing for them to be able to pivot?
Well, the thing is, we've got to stay in a high oscillation. Everyone vibrates at a certain frequency. And so if you're finding yourself not positive, you will be veiled from seeing the opportunities and the things that are available. And when you do get the opportunities, you may feel a little stressed or nervous about it or self-conscious, because, we're all doing this. We're doing huge virtual events every week now because I can't go out to the public. And we've managed to work out easily how to do it using a great big television screen so I can see everybody. I have members on my site called themysticalexperience.com that are people that are professional speakers, that are doctors, lawyers, homemakers from all over the world. And we network and connect together and help everyone mastermind what they can be doing next. We're really doing a lot of great work to assist people to find out what they can be doing, and at the same time to teach them positive thinking, meditation, how their spirit can go before them and manifest anything in their life, to go beyond the law of attraction, to understand what really cause and effect is. And so anyone, because I've seen everyone, like I'll give you an example. One of our members is a piano teacher, and she thought to herself, what am I going to do? Because she teaches in Switzerland at a piano school, which was shut down. And so we just all networked with her and we said, just start a website. And we all, we helped her with the website and start doing virtual events where you have students from all over the world that you can teach piano. I said, you speak 5 languages, you can teach in 5 different languages to students all over the world. So everyone's killing it because we're all helping each other by masterminding ideas together. And so you could go to themysticalexperience.com and check it out and see what you can do to actually, if you wanted to try it for a month for free, I'd be happy to let any of your listeners do that so they can experience what it's like to be with like-minded people who are attempting to reinvent themselves during this time. For those who can't do their normal work and they want to become a speaker, or they want to start doing events or teaching what they teach, what they know, because it's so important when you are speaking or teaching and you have students, because you don't really look at them as an audience. They're your student. You have to love them and treat them as your children, as students, no matter what their age is, because then you have a loving relationship and you can have a really good connection. As long as you speak from your own experience, people will love you. They will relate to you. You tell them about your vulnerabilities, what you went through as well. You can even say, look, I'm feeling a little nervous, so please be chill with me, guys. I've got really good information I know will assist you, but I feel a little nervous. And when you say things like that, if that is how you're feeling, people are so awesome. They'll be like, yeah, we're listening. And they'll really start listening instead of judging.
That's very valuable. That transparency definitely puts us in a different headspace.
Yes.
It puts us in a different community of people because,
yes.
Let's just be honest, there are a lot of people that walk around with masks on. There are a lot of people that walk around who are not transparent about what it is that they're going through because they feel as though they have to look a certain way and sound a certain way. But when you hang around people like that, you find yourself, trying to fit in, trying to do the same thing. And when you find a community of people who are just transparent and open and genuine about what it is that they're going through in this journey, then guess what? I know that what I'm going through, I'm not going through it alone. And then I also know that I have somebody that I can reach out to. I think we've been so accustomed to looking for the hand out that we forget, no, it's more about looking for the hand up. Who's going to pull you up in that moment
I
where
love
you
that.
may feel as though you're at your bottom?
I love that. A hand up. Absolutely. Rise up, hand up. Accept that you've got to work on your own, but you can't do it alone. And so be open and receptive to receiving and to giving information, love, hand up. I love that.
I love it. It's literally what I've had to learn over the years.
Right.
And we fall victim. And I can say this, Speakeasy Podcast listeners, I can say this to you guys because within those first 5 years, you're very vulnerable. You're very vulnerable. Like I know Michelle talked about, she's been doing this since the age of 5. Well, those first couple of years when she was first doing it, there's this vulnerability because it's something new. But just because you're vulnerable in that time does not mean you have to be fearful. And so when you made that transition again, Michelle, from, doing the music to now you're transitioning into the speaking and being able to do the events, what was that space? What did it look like for you?
Well, it was interesting because I was happy just to sing the affirmation songs and have the lyrics up on a big screen as we were doing all this touring. And then, Stuart Wilde and Deepak Chopra said, talk about your journey, because you talk about it at dinner, when, after each gig, each big event. And it's really interesting. And I was like, well, how can I do that? And I thought, well, the way I've always treated audiences in being a rock singer all my life is just to, make them happy, do something, crack jokes, be irreverent. So I decided I'll just be myself. So I would curse a little bit because that's what I did as a rock singer in Australia. I not at them, but just, to be joking around to get them to lighten up. And, like who farted? But I just started, what I did was when I started having to speak for longer periods of time, I decided to put together, what were they called? I think you just have your, oh God, I would put sheets and they would be up on a screen. God, it's so many years ago. I've forgotten what they're called. What are they called, John?
Oh, like your PowerPoint, like your presentation?
Yeah, like a presentation. This was before PowerPoint though, because no one had, this is that many years ago. It's how old I am. And so I found that really assisted me. I would get them to read out with me what I was speaking about, and then I would ad lib a little bit, and then I'd do the next thing, and I'd give them all a workbook to come along with me, because I didn't know how I could speak for 4 hours on my own without having it really prepared, because I knew with songs, even if I was doing a cover song, you have to know that song back to front, all the lyrics, every little nuance, so you can sing it emotionally. So rehearsal, preparation is so important. I mean, eventually, I never, ever have to do that now. I can speak on any topic at any time because I've been doing it for so long, and because I know what it is now. And I find it really interesting. If anyone can ask me any question, I could talk about it for 2 days and give everyone a lot of great information. Adding your own personality, being vulnerable, as we said, being prepared. Even if you don't do a workbook, if you can give them like an ebook or something, just a few pages that they can follow along, or they get to fill in something. That's really good. If you're doing something to teach them about goal setting, get them to be incorporated within their own journey, what is for their highest good. No matter what you're teaching, get them to write something down, have a period where they get to do that, have some lovely music going in the background, keep them entertained, keep them focused on themselves, so because then you're there for them. You're not there to sell yourself or to sell anything. You've got to keep that in mind. You are there to uplift these students, these people, to make them feel happier, to give them information from your own experience that will really assist them. Like a mother who is bringing up children on her own right now, and then she could start a virtual event through Zoom, and to start with, just have it for free, or people just donate whatever they want to through a PayPal connection. And she can say, look, this is what I have done. This is what I learned bringing up children on my own as a single parent. A lot of single parents would be interested in that, whether they're male or female. See, there are experiences that you have, everyone has, that they can speak about that someone else doesn't know about. You put it up on YouTube, people are like, oh, wow, I didn't know how to change a tire. I mean, there's anything you can teach people, teach them how to do the keto diet, whatever you want to do. There is always something in your life experience that you can speak about and teach people, and that will really, really be fantastic for you. Then you can write a book about it. You could start with, when you're speaking about something, you can start having that, written up, get someone to type it up, and you can start making a book or a blog and get your name out there. And even if you just start with getting people just to donate, for this free Zoom, would you like to contribute so that we can do more free Zooms? Something like that. I do that when I do free Zooms. And people are happy to do it. And then that helps pay for your equipment and the microphones and the things that are required if you really want to look professional.
That was excellent, because I think a lot of times we get kind of bogged down with thinking we have to go to the extreme in order for this to be successful. And that idea of, no, sometimes you just got to go with basic, go back to the basics, go back to the starting point. And you made a really great point that I loved, which was, you're there for them. You're
Yes.
there, like you're standing on a stage, you're starting your business, whatever you're doing it for the people that you're going to come in contact with. And so that was very, very valuable. Speakeasy podcast listeners, I want you to thrive, not just survive 2020. I want you to thrive in 2020. And with that being said, I want you to make sure that you take the time to connect with Michelle. Michelle, let them know where they can find you at online and how they can connect with you and how they can get into that opportunity that you shared earlier in the episode.
Okay, well, we've got a special link just for your students. Because if you look at them as a customer, you think you have to sell them something. You want to get that out of your consciousnness. You are there to give them something. They're there to receive it. Okay, michelleblood.com, MICHELLEBLOOD/speakeasy. And you are going to receive my latest book, The Magic of Affirmation Power, ebook. However, in the book, I have links and links and links to the songs that Bob Proctor and I actually wrote together, some goal-setting products Bob Proctor and I did together, a visualization to assist you to see yourself in a higher place, and so many other, nearly $200 worth of our best-selling products for free. And what we will do is, if those of you who would like to, you'll see contact information on that website where you get to, you'll receive in an email after you've signed up, you will receive the ebook. But then on the actual website that you go to, michelleblood.com, you can actually see michelleblood.com/speakeasy. You can see tabs at the top, contact information, events. We've got a free Zoom event this Saturday, which is, I believe, the last Saturday of July, that is going to be great. You can have an experience of having maybe a month of being a free member in the mysticalexperience.com. You just let me know and I will send you a $50 coupon, so you can just sign up for free and experience every week to connect with people in over 26 different countries. They are amazing. You will love them. Tons of people like yourself, well, not like yourself because you're unique, Altaviz, but that are podcasters that have been interviewing me. We're allowing them as well to come on and advertise what they're doing and connect and network with our big group. So you are also welcome to do that. And the podcast people are also networking with each other. And it's just been so incredible, this lockdown, because every day I am seeing a new way to assist someone to network, because it's so important. As I said before, you've got to do a certain amount of work alone, but you can't do it alone. You've got to receive assistance.
That's very valuable. Speakeasy podcast listeners, make sure that you take advantage of that. I can't tell you enough the power of networking and what networking can do for you, especially in that first few years. it only takes one connection for you to, find the person that can mentor you, find someone that can coach you, find someone that can just be there. And again, give that hand up, not just that hand out. So Speakeasy podcast listeners, don't forget, join the conversation. We want to know how this episode resonated with you. I am out to Pelzer, your voice manager. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.